I was born in Newburgh, New York, near Poughkeepsie, but I pretty much grew up outside of Philadelphia. I'm a product of the suburbs, just walking around late at night with nothing to do, nothing going on. I took figure drawing classes in Philadelphia growing up, so I could try to draw my superheroes better or whatever. And then I came here for school and just stayed because it's just it's an easy, fun, lively place to live. But also you can get away from it all and just be in your own private world pretty easily too. I went to school for printmaking, Rhode Island School of Design, from 91 on and off till 96. When I left school, I was doing printmaking kind of to make a living, making posters for bands and posters for shows. So I've always been fascinated with paper and what you can do with paper, what you can do on paper. That's a major part. I've gotten into, at times, making more three-dimensional things, house-shaped things, and I made some figures, freestanding paper figures made up of prints and stuff like that. But generally, I've considered even those things a lot of times to be prints, just maybe three-dimensional prints. Right now I'm drawing a comic. It's called Puke Force. It was coming out weekly, and I did 65 episodes last year, and I've got maybe another 65 to do. It gets a little abstract, and definitely there's a lot of tangents. But in a way, I see it as kind of a portrait of this make-believe city, the city that's called Grave City. That's kind of rooted partially in Providence, because I've been in Providence since '91, so my knowledge of the city is kind of Providence. So lately I've been doing a lot of collages. So the process that I've been doing is printing sheets of kind of arms and legs and heads and torsos and all these different items, and I kind of arrange them like paper dolls and make little scenes out of them and stuff like that. I've historically tried to tell a story with my art, whether it's in comics or it's in these like unique standalone art objects that look kind of like paintings. But I've been trying to kind of suck the overt narratives out of my other work, my collage work, so people can have their own interpretation. I've been drumming since 1989. That was high school. Playing drums is amazing. The drumming is funny because it was me and my friends hanging out. We wanted to start a band, and there was a guy that knew all the Metallica bass lines. So he played bass. There was a guy that knew, I think, like a couple Rolling Stones songs and some Husker Du songs on guitar, so he played guitar. And it was me and my best friend, and we both wanted to sing. And we drew straws, and I lost. So I ended up having to be the drummer because I lost. But then drumming kind of shaped my whole personality because it's really physical. It like demands a lot of energy, and I don't know, for a while maybe it was a place to put aggression, and now it's kind of a place to sort of sustain energy or something. It's like an exercise routine or a meditation routine so I just go in there, and I drum pretty strongly, and I try to put a lot into it. My main band is called Lightning Bolt. It's a duo. It's me and another Brian Gibson, who came to RISD in '93 from Vermont, so we've known each other for a long time. He plays bass, I play drums, and I do some singing, and it's really loud, and it's generally pretty fast. We've toured the States 9 times, we've toured Europe a few times, we've gone to Japan a few times, we've gone to Australia, we've gone to New Zealand. Shows can get pretty rowdy, so it's kind of like art metal, or I think one of the Sonic Youth guys coined this weird world that maybe we live in as being noise rock. But there's no real good name for it, so I usually just kind of play it for people if they want to figure out what it is. Started in '94, and then 2012 it's still fun, which is pretty funny. Everything, all my fine art, all my energy towards making something that wasn't a print or wasn't a comic or wasn't a drawing, went into the walls of Fort Thunder. I think a lot of my current aesthetic rose from that. 1995, we'd been to a couple of these, parties and mills, and we were like, we want to get a mill and have shows and, do whatever we want in there. So September of '95, we moved into this big mill Fort Thunder. And there were 4 of us, me, Matt Brinkman, Rob Cogshall, who's still here in Providence, and this guy Freddie Jones. We kind of had revolving roommates for a while. And so over the course of the 6 years from 95 to 2001 that we were in there, we turned it kind of just from a plain mill to, I don't know, like the inside of a garbage heap or something. Like we just dragged in so much stuff. You know, we had shows and we had still screening facilities and we had a library and we had this one room where you could play music. So for me, a big aspect of it was having a place where you could play music. So it's 2012 and I've had, you know, some sort of space in a mill building since 1995. You know, I feel a little bit like kind of like a wild animal now because I'm just used to space where you can just do whatever you want. You can be loud, you're not bothering people. Had I been forced into doing quieter stuff, it would have changed. So I kind of spread, and the way I do stuff kind of molded to what these spaces will let you do, which is be unruly and make a mess and not having to clean up after yourself. All the stuff I make is just a system to like pull me deep enough in where I can get lost in there for a while. So like the physicality of the drumming forces me into it, like focuses me into it. And like the denseness of the drawings or the, you know, like the denseness of the collages or the brightness of the collages, it's just like, those are just the things I guess that appeal to me and can get me latched onto what I'm working on. I've been really lucky to be as successful as I have been because I make a living off it and this is what I do, which is great. But it's been a little slow just because kind of stubbornly, you know, I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm always doing that. If people are looking to the right, like I'll go to the left, and it's not because I'm even trying, it's just because I feel like I live my whole life kind of rewarded for bad behavior. I'm just doing my own thing.